Hey guys, welcome to RudraTech tutorial, and in this chapter 13 of Angular 8 unit testing with Jasmine and Karma, we are going to look at attribute directives. Objective of this video is to understand how to unit test the attribute directives. Well, the attribute directive modifies the behavior of an element, component or another directive. Here is a simple example of a hello directive. Now this hello directive will change the behavior of the given div. Now we want to test or unit test behavior of this hello directive. Now before we move ahead with the code of the directive, I want to demonstrate how our directive is working. Now in this example, I have created a simple text box and a button, and I'm going to enter some text here and I'm going to click on the button. As soon as I click on the button, the text entered in the text box has appeared in the div. So the background color is green and you can see hello is attached before the text enter in the text box. So here the text is coming as hello Rudra. Now whenever I'm hovering the mouse over the div, you can see the background color and the font size of the text is changed. And as soon as the mouse moves out of the div, the font size and the background color restores back to green. Now, whatever the behavior that we just saw is created using a directive. Now, that directive adds the additional behavior to the div element. Now, let's check out the code of the directive. Now, first step is to adding the directive to the element. So, here I have added hello directive here, and also I have passed. So using @input, I have passed certain information here. So this directive will add a new behavior or additional behavior to this div element. Now how that is added? This is added using this directive. Now in this directive, I have @input. So whatever entered in the text box is received in the username variable. Then I have created a host binding for background color, host binding for the font size, and the host binding for inner HTML. So whenever we entered the Rudra text in the text box and clicked on the button, and hello Rudra came in. So how that hello Rudra changed? Using this property. And after that, there is a life cycle with added here, which sets certain properties like inner HTML, font size, and background color. So these are the default properties that we have set whenever the div first appears. Then there is a mouse over event. So the font size and the background color are changing when the mouse hovers over the div. And also there is a host listener for mouse out. So as soon as mouse exits the area of the div, it restores back the background color and the font properties. So using the host binding and host listener properties, we have added additional behavior to our div element. Now we want to unit test the behavior of this directive. Now for that, I have already created a spec file, which is the standard spec file generated, and in this spec file standard variables for component, fixture and debug element are created, and in this case I have also added custom directive demo component and hello directive. So this is our demo component that we have used for demonstration of directives use, and hello directive, that is our directive. Now in order to test the behavior of our hello directive, I'm going to write a new test case here. Here I'm going to add a test case. Now when we are demonstrating the directives working, we had entered the text, then clicked on the button, only then our element, the div element, was visible. So I'm going to stimulate the same environment here. So the first step is adding the username or entering the text in our text box. Now from the debug element, I'm going to get the button and triggering the click event using the trigger event handler. Then detecting the changes, and only then our div will be available. So the custom div, this is the ID of the div on which our hello directive, that is the attribute directive, is applied. Now we want to test whether this div element is having certain properties like the background color or the inner HTML. So in order to test this property, I'm going to add two more expect. Now the first expect will check whether the inner text of the div element is hello Rudra and the background of the div element is green. So I'm going to save this one. Now here you can see our test checked whether the background color and the inner HTML text is passed successfully. Now coming back to our test, here we have tested the initial behavior of our div element. Now in this one we have checked once the div was displayed, the text is there and it is having hello and the background color is green. But we also want to test the mouse over event. So in order to test that, I'm going to add few more lines of code. Now in this case, what I'm doing here is I'm going to trigger mouse over event of the div. Then I'm going to execute the detect changes in order to detect the changes after the mouse event is triggered. Now I'm going to expect the native element's background color is orange and the element's font size is 28px. So I'm going to save this one. Now once the text is executed, here you can see our test is executed successfully. So this is how you can test a directive using simple properties and methodologies like trigger event handler and change detection. I hope you have understood this video. Do subscribe and thank you.